What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ins and Out with D podcast. And tomorrow is the NFL draft. And we have been waiting for this moment ever since the season has ended. Enough of the mock drafts, well, except for this one. This will be a Commanders final mock draft. For those that don't know, I am a Washington Commanders fan. So I took at liberty to do this for myself because I feel like there's a lot of moves, a lot of things that have been happening this offseason with ownership change on the way. Just found out today that Chase Young's 5-year option has been declined. So it's going to be a lot of moving parts this year, especially with Ron Rivera. This could be his final year, make or break season in Washington. So he decides to bring in Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs to be his offensive coordinator. And we also get to see, can Sam Howell be the quarterback of the future? So a lot of narratives, a lot of storylines for this team this year. But the biggest one is obviously new ownership is upon us, and how will they see Ron Rivera and his staff? So today I'm going to be doing a 7-round mock draft, and this is the first mock draft I have ever done for YouTube, but this will be the final one because the NFL draft is tomorrow. So I'm going to be completely accurate in my opinion of the moves that's probably going to happen tomorrow. So obviously, I know what Ron Rivera and them kind of think so far, especially you look at last year. They like to get assets for their team. They like to trade back. So because of that, I am going to be using the ESPN analytic mock draft. So it's going to kind of tell me when the picks I make it, how kind of accurate it is and where they will actually land versus the actual percentage. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get started. I like to do it at a normal pace so I can, keep up with all the players, keep up with my board. And this is dope, man. I love the NFL draft. I can't wait for tomorrow. I think some of the picks are going to be somewhat obvious, but the draft starts right here. Well, actually, I'll take it back. The draft we're going to start right here because there's a lot of rumors talk about them taking a defensive player over the quarterback. And then the draft will, start to take away. And there's going to be a ripping down effect till we get to the Washington Commanders. Cannot wait for tomorrow. Man, I'm so excited. NFL draft is just like Christmas, bro. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. So we are 15 picks away. As you can see, for those that don't know how to work this, it has to start draft. You make your trades up here. You can cancel it if you don't feel like you made the right picks or so. And this is your big board. Your big board. You pull this down, quarterbacks, running backs, O-line, outside linebackers, defensive tackles, DNs, corners, tackles, tight ends, wide receivers, and etc. I'm not going to go all the way down the list unless I actually need to. And we're going to go ahead and get started and pick number 1, Bryce Young. Okay, so they actually take a quarterback here. Will Anderson goes to the Colts. Will Levis go 5. Oh, Joey Porter. Okay, that's definitely not accurate, but it is what it is. I'm just going to go with it. And I'm just going to see what's up here. Okay, so we got a lot of picks right here. Bijan Robinson, he's the top player on the board. Donovan K. But at the end of the day, both of these guys don't play a premium position. So with my first pick, I am going with Darnell Wright, tackle out of Tennessee. Now, of course, he has played right tackle last year, but he also has some guard flexibility. What can happen for Washington is this. They signed Andrew Wiley, but if you look at his contract, it's really kind of a bargaining chip. he could be the starter. He could not be the starter, but he does. The offensive line does have a lot of flexibility. You could put Wiley at guard, and you can put Darnell Wright at tackle, or you can do it the other way around. Whatever it is, your goal is to get the best starting five on the field. So I take Darnell Wright because he played a premium position and a position of need. And I know a lot of people have been mocking corners and things, but there's a lot of corners in this draft. And even in Ron Rivera's history, he hasn't taken an old lineman or a corner that high in the first round. But knowing Ron, he could probably get the same production, the same type of guy that can make an impact on the defensive side of the ball in the third, fourth round. And Jack Campbell's off the board. That was a guy I wanted to get. I'm actually going to do this probably 3 times so I can get a gauge of where I'm looking at. Okay. So right now, I already took Darnell Wright. I have DJ Turner. Like I said, the corner class is deep. Luke Musgraves, Darnell Washington, Joe Tippmann, Jonathan Mingo, Keno Bennett, Donwan Jones, Cody Mock. Man. So let's go by position. And other needs on the team is corner, linebacker, interior play, and possibly other needs, other spots that are not dire needs, but like running back and tight end. A lot of debate about the tight ends this year, especially about how EB is going to use them. And me personally, you upgrade any position because it doesn't matter just because you drafted guys last year, just because you got unsigned guys last year. The goal of the matter is, at the end of the day, even John Kahn said this on his podcast, this team went 8-1. So to go out here and you see a talented, deep group of tight ends or whatever position group, and you don't even try to think about grabbing them, I think that's ludicrous. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and look in the corner room. So we have DJ Turner, Tyreek Stevenson. Stevenson is a little bit small. He was more going to be a slot corner. Riley Moss, I like him. Well, not Stevenson. Actually, Hot Tomlinson is the small one. Stevenson's from Miami. Corey Tice, Darius Rush. So even if I don't take a corner right here, I still got some guys that kind of fits in what they want to do. And I could possibly afford to make some moves outside of that. So this is going to be an interesting pick right here. To me, right here, and let me look at the linebackers, because linebacker play has been bad. The corners are kind of ranked higher than the linebackers, so I could possibly get like an Overshown or Owen Popo, Ivan Pace, Ventura Miller later. Also, defensive end is definitely an option as well, but I think I don't want to reach for that. And of course, the running back. So what I might do right here, I might look at a trade. I might try to trade back. Let's see if I can trade not with the Jets. I want to trade back a couple spots, and I might want to try to get 185 just so I can have some ammo. And that looks like that trade's about to go in. And okay, yeah. And it's a DJ Turner. So it's not that bad. It took some of the weight off because it was kind of hard for me to see where I could go. And right now, the highest player is Luke Musgrave. Looking at the corners again, Tyreek Stevenson. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Luke Musgraves. I know people are screaming, oh, this is not a position of need. Like, yes, we do have young tight ends on the roster from last year. And it could have been like Scott Turner didn't know how to use them. But you always got to upgrade a room. Like the people that were screaming about upgrading Bijan Robinson, like that's cool. But for some reason, you talk about upgrading tight ends. It's nasty work for some reason. All right, so I still haven't addressed the corners. I'm kind of going with the philosophy, get some of the DBs later. A lot of good players in this draft, man. A lot of good players. Rashawn Johnson, Herbert, Eric Gray. Okay, I'm starting to see a run on corners and other positions of needs. Okay, so now the highest corner is Riley Moss and Marvin Mims. I already took my tight end. My linebackers are pretty low. Riley Mims is underrated. He fits what we need on defense. He could. A lot of people talking about him could probably be a safety, and I might want to try address the interior O line. I gotta keep trying to make this a strength, and we look right here. Luke Whitefield is right here at 89. Played at Ohio State. They run a lot of zone scheme. He fits what EB wants to do, and you can't depend on. You can't try to depend on the center position, especially with Roulier. I know Roulier, he's back at OTAs. Larson had injuries as well. And Nick Gates, he had a severe injury 21. He came back. And, you just need some insurance. And the biggest key, though, is flexibility. Position flexibility, that's something Ron's preach. And, of course, it's a lot of guys I could get later. But it might be other spots because I really need to get one of the best available corners later on. So I'm gonna take Root Weibler. He fits the scheme, smart. He's still young, and he can grow into that position. Come when we take care of it. All right, now we are in the 4th round. This is definitely where I can probably address defensive ends, linebackers, and other spots. I still haven't taken a running back yet, so you can go ahead and check that out. All right, Tyler Sheen, he's the top player on the board. Okay, so let's see the running backs. Kentrell Miller. Kentrell Miller. My linebackers. Okay. Between Dorian Williams or Overshown. Okay, that's definitely a position I might look at right there. And then Hodges Thomas is still there. But I still got some corn. Look at it. This is what I'm talking about. You probably don't know a lot of these names, but look at these corners. Except for him. But look at these corners. A lot of these guys we interviewed. So, and let's look at the defensive end before I make a move. Okay, so defensive ends, I see a couple guys I think I can get later. I might take that risk. I gotta get linebacker right. I'm tired of having this debate about linebackers every year. So we're going Dorian Williams in the 4th round. Get Jamin Davis a running mate. I think I like this simulator a little. I don't like it more than PFF, but I think what I like about it, it shows the accuracy of the position. Yeah, a lot of players going off the board right now. Some defensive back. I think I need to get a safety too. I can get that later round. All right. Man, some good players on the board. It is some good players on the board, man. Let me look at my safeties. I think Christopher Smith is the top safety. Corners. Rajon Wright is good. Rajon Wright is good, man. I think a lot of people don't watch him because he plays at Oregon State, and Pac-12 conferences. Nobody trying to stay up all night trying to watch those games. I'm gonna keep it a buck, other than USC. So I'm thinking in between Region Right. Also need to get a wide receiver too. A lot of people don't talk about that, but need to bring some competition to the room. I got me a linebacker. I got me a center/guard. Between safety and corner is where I'm leaning. And I still got some corners that I like. Defensive ends, Dylan Horton, especially with the Chase Young news today. That's gonna be huge. Dylan Horton, he's 123. Let me go to the positions, see how far they go. So okay, so it's kind of even. I could trade back one more spot, but let me get my corner right here. Regional right, he's good. I like him. I like Regional right. I think people need to talk about him a little bit more. And Christian Smith, that's the guy we talked to. He's gone. I did address linebacker. I also don't forget I traded back, so I got pick 185 somewhere. I got my tight ends. I got my tackle, guard, center/guard. Hopefully, I can get another running back to go in the room. I could have took it one high, but I didn't know how to feel about that. And just look at it real quick. Oh, it's wow. Y'all might not like this. What I'm about to do. It's a couple of safeties right here. I think I need an edge rusher. He's still high on the board. Of course, he plays at Big 12. Plays Big 12. Let me check out my wide receivers. It's a lot of wide receivers. But they'll probably grab one late. Running backs. Man, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm kind of stuck right here in some shape or form. You know what I'm going to do? Because it is a position of need. Dylan Horton, he's going to be up there. Because all of our defensive ends are on 1-year deals. I could have got one high, but I think with the next mock draft I'm going to do up here, I'm going to show you what difference what I make. All right, so still got some wide receivers, a lot of corners. This guy's still on the board. I'm going to take him. Deuce Vaughn, running back out of Kansas State. Such an Eric Bieniemy type pick. See, I could have gotten okay. So also, when you do mock drafts, just look at where some of the players can go, and you can kind of gauge what you could do later on in the draft. So because I probably reached into certain positions, I didn't have to take those guys that early, but they were positions of need. All right, so could use a safety. Brandon Hill, Jason Taylor. A couple of these guys make sense. I'm going to go Brandon Hill. Brandon Hill has a lot of experience with Pat Narduzzi. And Pittsburgh produced a lot of defensive players. And I'm thinking about to hit my last pick right here. So I might go wide receiver just to bring some competition to that room. And the fact that he ain't got picked yet, yeah, CJ, you're gonna be mad. The new Dax Mill, Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones. I think I did pretty decent for this mock. I do know the next mock I'm about to do, I might go stupid because I feel like it's certain players in the top 100 I need to get. I'm gonna say this is a like kind of casual draft for this regime. All right, so my picks, and like I said, this just shows you chance available at the pick. So Darnell Wright had a 67% that he would be there, and then the next pick, like it goes at 5. So some of these spots, pretty good. Of course, when you look right here, Charlie Jones would have been gone, but a lot of these guys you could get, and it also shows the picks that I picked up and the picks that I lost. So I'm gonna save this image. I'll do that later. But I want to do another mock draft. And this time, I think I'm gonna go crazy on this one because it's some players that I really, players that I want Washington to get, especially mainly on defense. And I know defense has been a strength for this team. I think we're going to make the necessary moves on offense to get it back on track. Because I'm not expecting us to be top 5. I just expect consistency and be better at scoring. So this one, hopefully, I see some moves that happen up here, and it can determine what I need to do. So 2 corners, and already. Oh, okay. All right. So we got a lot of players bundle up here, and this is exactly what I wanted. So because of that, I'm gonna trade back. And a team that I've seen a lot of people trade with has been Seattle because the amount of picks they have. So I'm gonna get 20. See if I can steal that. And let's see if I get 98. Okay, they didn't accept it. So the occasional trade is going to be 83, and I've seen 151. So that means I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 picks in the top 100. That gives you enough playmakers. I might take a risk depending on if that player is gone there, and I could address a guy like a position like tight end later. So let's see if they take this. Okay, so they do take this. And shout out to Josh Taylor for this trade. I have seen on his mind. And it made total sense. Okay, so now I'm up here and wonder if I can trade back again. I wonder if I could trade back again. I want to trade back again. I'm telling you, brother. Like I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get picks. They took thanks. Well, okay, I can live without. I think I can live without having Darnell Wright. So now let me look at the tackles. Anton Harris is at 37. He's a possible first rounder. A lot of the league is mixed on him. Let's see, safeties. Brian Branch at 28. But let's see in my corners. Forbes, Brents. Okay, this might be best value. So not only because of that, I got a couple picks, so I might trade up to get somebody that I like in the second round. So between the lockdown guy and the playmaker, I gotta take a playmaker. What's gonna make our defense even more better? We have a ball hawk, and Emmanuel Forbes makes our defense even better. So prayerfully, I see some of these guys get pushed down. Okay, so my guards are gone, corner gone, Ordelari, Hendon Hooker, Trent Simpson, and the guy that I wanted is gone. That's perfect. But you know what I just did? I just got me a future starting caliber tackle, and that's Anton Harrison. And I also got a pick in the 50. So now we about to lock and load. At least I thought I had a pick in 50. Maybe it was like so even though I probably missed on some players, but getting Emmanuel Forbes can change defense and you got a tackle. And I'm not really scared about you know, losing out on some of the players I did because now I got some picks I can, go ahead and play with. So I got me a corner, got me a tackle. So now let's go ahead and look at the interior. Luke Weichler there again. I did see some names that I like even more than Luke Weichler, so I don't have to reach for that position. Let's see the tight ends. Schoonmaker is right there. Do I have to reach for that though? Let's check out the running backs. Yeah, I think I know where I'm going. But before we do that, let me check defensive ends. All right, so let's put all these guys together in my big board. So because he's kind of ranked higher, I'm gonna take Tyjae Spears, go with that running back room. And since I already got the 97 pick, I got some picks in the I can get some playmakers, man. And this is exactly what I wanted. So let's go ahead and check it out. And they're graded really highly, but I'm gonna take Zach Harrison. It's kind of biased a little bit because he's Ohio State, but they need an edge rusher. And now, because of that, I can also go to another position. I really like Jair Brown. I'm going Jair Brown because he feels a safety need. Now we're in the fourth round. Now we can definitely address the interior and probably get a tight end. Okay, some of my guards are gone, and see if I can get a linebacker. So we have Luke Schoonmaker. He's the top tight end on the board. And let's go look. Once again, it's still some. It's still some centers and guards right there. I got me a defensive end. I could have probably waited, but I felt like taking the best value right there. And got me a running back. Yeah, let's take the tight end, right. Let's go with Scooney. Right now, I'm kind of looking at some of the best players available, and they're kind of falling. Um, I still need to I haven't looked at linebackers. I forgot to check the linebackers out. But at pick 50 is coming up. So it's linebacker, linebacker or guard. Don't see a linebacker high on the list, but I do see a name I like. He wasn't drafted in the last one. So let's go to the centers and guards. And definitely a good list, especially him right here. Um, I'm gonna take the center. I'm gonna take center guard. I'm gonna take Brandon Daniels out of Utah, and I also got pick 151. So I got back to back picks, but I don't have to reach for a linebacker here. I already took my safety earlier. Um, check out outside linebackers. Really need a mic. Need a mic for the defense. Could go quarterback right here. Although I really don't want to. They could double dip at corner. I think they need to double dip at corner. You can never have much depth at the defensive back position. So I'm gonna go Ray John Neal right here. I like Ray John Neal. I just like him. It's a lot of players on this board. Now we better come up with pick 80. Maybe this is where I can get my linebacker. Yeah, I think this is where I get my linebacker now. He's more traditional and he's more needs someone to go against run. So I'm gonna leave with Ventrell Miller. Highly productive in the SEC. He might be I hate to say he might be a Boston Light. So I pretty much address a lot of the needs on the team, especially the pick. And Icabanda is still on the board. That's wild. That's really wild. I don't think I should double dip it running back. I should because he's right there. I need to double dip at interior because I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't. Y'all might be a little bit high on. Y'all might be higher on them. Me personally, I'm not. So this is where you know Makes sense to get a quarterback. Didn't want to do it, but I got Stetson Bennett. Man, he's still on the board. He is still on the board, like golly. Whoever let him go this far, they're casual. They need a wide receiver. Trey Thomas could be a return man. And I think that's it. I think that's all my picks. I think I like this draft a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to do no more. Tinsley was right there. Okay, so looking, of course, some of the picks you looked at. So what I did, I basically I turned a couple picks. I turned pick 20, 83, 151 from 16. And I turned 27 and 91 from 20. So that's a total of 5 picks to my 8. So I took Emmanuel Forbes, corner, playmaking corner, help out with the defense. So what you'll probably see Kendall Fuller. I wonder, can he play the slot? I might have to go back and look at some of the games. He looked like he could have some slot ability, but so does St. Juice. But this key right here, I got a tackle of the future. He did have one start at right tackle. Because he was second round, he definitely has to see the field. So Charles Leno, well, he could beat out Charles Leno. I mean, that we gotta see that. So offensive line combination could be, if they put him at right tackle, we could have Charles Leno, Andrew Wiley, left guard. Nick Gates / Larson or Roulier, depending on who's the healthiest out of the group. Sam Cosby at right guard, and you can have Anton Harrison at right tackle. Or if they cut the funds, you could have Anton Harrison. Then you can have whoever's the winner between Chris Paul and Sadiq Charles. The center combinations I have said, or maybe Nick Gates be a starting guard. Then right guard St. Cosby, then Andrew Wiley. Tajay Spears, I got him. He was one of the top running backs on the board. He helps that running back room. Zach Harrison, because of the defensive ends, all on 1-year deals, he helps us. Now, this pick probably might be the most questionable one because I did see Jartavius Brown, but I just like Jair. I like battle tested guys. Jair Brown, he's a playmaker. He played on the same defense with Joey Porter. And who's to say Ron Rivera's group, they didn't check him out last year during the pro day. Luke Schoonmaker, he is a dual threat tight end. He can block and catch. Feel like he was kind of underutilized in that Michigan scheme. Brandon Daniels got a guard center combination right there. Double dip that corner because you can never go wrong with corners. Ventrell Miller, he's a low round pick, but he has starting experience. He could compete for a starting job. Stetson Bennett, backup quarterback, and Trey Palmer, he's a wide receiver, and he has return capabilities. So I think I like that. I think I like that trade right there. So let me go ahead and save that. I just keep saying I'll save it later. I'll just send it myself. All right. So that was the Washington Commanders 7-round mock draft. So you go ahead, drop your thoughts. I know I'm open to criticism. I know I probably could have done some things a little bit better, but I think if I had to look at it, I probably would prefer the second mock because Ron likes to trade back. I got me a playmaker, got me some guys that can play on the O line, and got a tight end, and I got a running back. I probably got at least, in my opinion, 6 out of those picks capable contributors to the team this year. And that's probably what you want. So go ahead, click like, subscribe, drop your comments, and tell me what are your predictions for the NFL draft tomorrow. So, with all that being said, you guys were watching the Ins and Out with D podcast. And tomorrow night, just know it is finna be a movie.